She did one on Martin Luther King.
It sounds on that right, yeah.
You just say they're wrong. She told me where she was criticizing black leadership and black people today for not following models. So bring it which is kind of interesting. I thought it took some courage. It wasn't totally PC, you know. Jesse Jackson would probably have gone crazy or certainly how Sharpton would. And then she did another one on our neighborhood, saying it takes a village to raise a child. And she sent it in, and 2 weeks later, Hillary Clinton comes out. They start talking about this book we never knew about. I don't know. Somebody can look at it and say, "Well, this kid's copying Hillary Clinton," or somebody can look at it and say, "Well, whatever." Who knows?
Well, that's what Africans say.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's our neighborhood, right? Yeah, this was free. She didn't know about it. And this was, she was talking about our neighborhood. We have 3 families. The Hamptons, the Exits, and the Shepherds. We all have kids about the same age. We're all about sort of a lower kids of lower age.
Nice going.
Like this morning, level of playing with Leland and
Greg's party.
and about 8:45, over come the 2 Shepherd boys. Not a bad thing, everything in the brush their teeth and everything. Brad, how are you?
Yes, sir.
How are you? How do you like school? Oh, good. I'm glad. Your dad's not here.
That's why I'm here. They give us
That was like she was coming in every day after school.
So what's in it? What do I got going?
Yeah, he won.
Go on Wednesday night.
I would have rather figured out that kids were invited, but I didn't know that.
What does it mean?
He's not coming in very far.
I got it now, but I didn't get there.
She finessed
I don't know what that's about. Or maybe I had it out of the house.
kisses one. For you. Yeah, right.
Hey, you. How are you?
Happy birthday.
No wonder they wanted me to get me out of there early enough.
Happy birthday, Fred. So proud.
I know why she didn't ask you to do this. It's an awkward thing here.
Lyle isn't used to this.
Oh, brother, I'm glad to see you reach 51st. Yeah. Yeah, right, that's a record you can have. That's a record you can have.
This birthday in advance. And I especially appreciate our extended family who were willing to step in when my brothers and mother and their families couldn't be here. So a special welcome to you guys. And I don't know, did everybody get a chance to meet each other around the table? We've got our cousin Tanya Storiarski, and Dave Wellenzone, Mike Foley, and Dan.
That would have been real bad.
Mike Goldman and Barb Goldman and Jane Becker Cleaver, Jane Cleaver Becker and Tom Becker and Patty and Marty.
It was simple.
It's never been
Just make them believe it.
And Randy Peterson.
How long are you going to go there?
Peterson and Greg Peterson and Becky Peterson.
Yeah.
And John Yannick, they're who are from Pittsburgh, and Brent, and everybody knows Brent, and Mark Graves, Megan Peterson, Betsy Goldman. Who's next to Betsy? We got an empty seat.
Blame chair.
A blank chair, okay. We have Jay Yannick and Kristen Yannick and Betsy Peterson, Randy and Sue's daughter. Their sons, Adam and Jeremy, had to travel today too. They were not able to be here. And Scott Yannick and Lyle and Gladys Peterson. And Lyle is our official photographer.
All right, Lyle.
Too bad you can't have any dinner.
Now, I I really thank you all for coming tonight and for helping to make this such a special surprise for Greg. The kids and I are thrilled because we've actually pulled it off. There isn't too much that he misses. And this night, Greg, we dedicate to you. And there's no one who loves being the center of attention more. So tonight is his special night to be the center of attention. No one can steal it away from you. We've designated this, and we've all surrendered our rights. Tonight is your night to be the center of attention. Now, the sad thing is that if it was any of us, he would have had prepared a 5-hour video of our lives.
Thank Kevin, Cindy, thank you.
And there's no one in this room who would have enjoyed a 5-hour video of their own life more than Greg Peterson. A 5-hour video of his life that we would all have to watch. However, I have spared you because the rest of us are mechanically inept and we could not prepare a 5-hour video of Greg's life. So unfortunately, we can't have that. Another thing Greg would have loved is the children and I singing Master of the House from Smith with adaptations for Greg. And unfortunately, or fortunately for us, no, we're in charge. We're not doing that today. So he has to suffer. So I sent you a very warm welcome, and now I'm going to ask John Yannick to say grace, and then Marty Itzik will do a toast. And I just have to tell you, when I had these programs being printed up, there was a very nice gentleman, Michael Zabrodsky, at Office Max, who was printing these up, and he worked very diligently with me to get this all done. And he said, you know, this guy's one, pardon the language, children, damn lucky bastard. And I said, oh, excuse me? And he said, yeah. He goes, it's not often that a Swedish guy gets 2 Polish guys. He's a lucky guy.
It's not Polish guys, it's Polish.
Entirely different. Well, that's what he said. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said.
Well, Marty, you're going to have to make up for that because I can't say anything funny in a prayer. I figured you could. Please bow your heads. Thank you for the opportunity to gather together tonight with family and friends to celebrate 50 years of love, friendship, and accomplishment. Greg's been important to each one of us in each of our lives in a different way. And we pray that you grant him many more years of good health, prosperity, and happiness. We pray that the food which we're about to partake of further your kingdom. In thy name, amen.
Trying to remember, I think, Patty, you called me around 3:30.
There's been a lot of preparation.
Surprised everyone.
And said Cindy wants you to make a toast. That's not it. So under normal circumstances, I would have tried to commit this to memory. But in view of the time, let me, that's all right. Let me try to do this by somewhat reading it. And this is not going to be, where's John? John, you're left.
He didn't want to hear it.
This will be a toast with the traditional raising of the glasses at the end. So I start with apologies to Longfellow. Who was Longfellow? Huh? No one knows. Who was Longfellow?
His college kid.
All right.
Megan?
All right, it's okay. It's all right. They don't teach Longfellow anymore. You know,
I really
Longfellow
don't
was
because he was tedious.
He was a genius,
I said that at
and
the
now
time,
it's
he's tedious.
tedious. You did. You were
Played third base for the Falcons.
But we digress here, Tom. We toast Greg Peterson, a son, a brother, a husband, a father, a friend, a fellow with autographed baseballs without end, a photographer, a family chronicler, the Cable 8 video hound, who runs up 100,000 miles per year driving kids around. A lawyer, a doer, a Robert Jackson scholar, a fellow who takes the lead and all others follow. That's the long quote. Someone we admire because he's just so nifty. Greg, with love to you, here's to another 50. Cheers. Very nice. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
3:30 in the afternoon, you know? The guys couldn't do it. Very nice.
I don't have any more time to prepare.
I'm so used to looking at got to ask but you got to be baseball now? I don't think it is. I think You're supposed to say
all ran.
Hey, we're moving right along here.
That's good, all ran.
Cheers. Happy birthday to Greg.
Everything is complete, an utter surprise, baked out completely.
How come you didn't wear a tie?
Thanks, Cindy, for this. And when they said that the Howards could not show up, in turn they were going to invite all the Petersons instead. A little distraught because it was going to cost a lot more. I had budgeted for this. Yeah, you got budget.
This is going to be on channel 20, but that's all
We
right.
give up 6 people.
Are you still talking?
Oh, right, okay. You're not getting it?
Happy birthday, dear Greg. Happy birthday to you.
Am I eligible for our part?
Peterson and Gladys. The story begins.
Something in writing. I gotta read it.
Now, this is X-rated, as long as you're all prepared for this.
This is on one part of the reason you're here. Her life started September 4th, 1949, when I married your mother. I still had a year of college to go, and children didn't fit into the schedule. So we went abstinence until about April of the next year. I knew I was going to graduate from college, and I had a job with Kresge's in Erie, that's Kmart now, and $55 a week, and I had a pregnant wife. It was quite a start. We left the people with a diploma job, and I guess I said a pregnant wife. I must say you have been a great son and made us proud many times over. You worked hard at everything you've been involved in. Nothing came easy to this guy. He worked hard. He really did. Yeah, your athletic career was great and fun. He was the best athlete at Jefferson Junior High, captain and most valuable player of the JSS football team. He probably told you all about this stuff. 4-letter man at captaincy at Allegheny College. He had a Babe Ruth championship, and he managed and pitched for the city champion snow pitch team, Westburg Electric. He couldn't have done any better. But better than that, he excelled academically the whole time this was going on. There were a few bumps along the way. Smith accident, he ran into a tree, he knocked himself out. Then he got a broken ankle, and lugged him to the hospital, and it wasn't a broken ankle, just that he got his boot off, and pulled it off. And then, of course, we did have a real scare. He did have a cancer scare. That was frightening, but he's okay. And crowning achievement was marrying Cindy and the 3 wonderful children that he had. And I think that family should stand up. Right up.
Yeah, all right.
No, not you, Greg, no. I am great.
You made us proud.
Thank you.
I love you.
Very
Yeah.
much.
Kyle, is it true Gladys married you because you were the blue light special?
My question?
That's what she told me.
She knew I had a real future with that company.
Before Mom speaks, we have to make him the chic guy that he is.
Oh.
That's how she's gonna cry.
Just like Osama bin Laden.
Who also graduated from
Also was a slow pitch.
That's it, he was a slow pitch guy.
Grenades.
Well, Greg, it doesn't seem possible that it's been 50 years almost since you were born. And you know, children are a blessing of God, and you have really been a blessing to us. When I was at WCA Hospital going into labor, at that time, they sort of knocked you out, so you were kind of in a daze. And and when the nurses asked me to push, I said, well, it doesn't come out like corn. Well, I am a butcher's daughter, and corn is a very popular Swedish food with us, and it's very special to the Swedes. And so Greg didn't come out like corn, but he's very special to us. And he was beautifully and wonderfully made. And I thank God every day for you, Greg. And you are special. And you know, as we get older, we really appreciate our children and our grandchildren so much more. And so thanks for the memories of 50 years. And of course, don't forget that your mother remembers you in her prayers every day. And I love you.
Well, I guess it comes to the second brother, which is the better looking of the two. People get us confused. Not really. What are you talking about? Greg has had a lot of impact on a lot of people. I'll be walking downtown or in a store and say, hey, Greg, sorry I didn't meet you at this meeting. And I just go, yeah, no problem. So I'm sure you got some people out there that are expecting phone calls that never get it from you. So if they get a little irritated, you know why. I set you up for that. I've only known him for 48 years, and him being the number one kid in the family was he could do no wrong. And still, I guess, he's, and the other one that could do no wrong in the family, of course, is the youngest one. The middle child one is always the one that has a rough road, trying to mediate everything. When Greg was even growing up, he was a mediator. He would never pick a fight, but he would always talk his way out of it. And I guess that was the first sign that he was going to be a good lawyer, I think. When it came to some disputes in later life, I say, if I couldn't get a direct answer from Greg when he was in the legal field, I had to go to Dad and say, Dad, I need some help. You paid for Greg's education. I need some legal help free. He says, no problem. You get on the phone with Greg, you got to help him out again. He was ahead of his times. I don't know if many people know that he was a wrestler in his younger days. And he was also used to do some roller skating down in the basement for roller derby. So he's got a very lucrative career if he fails on being a lawyer in his later life. Not much more I can say because Cindy said try to keep it short because Marty had a long speech. And there's only so much that we can endure, I guess.
I'm here as well with Randy to diffuse some of the ideas that you have about this perfect person. Because I've known him for 44 years and he's not Many people think that, oh, Greg, he's so humble, you know, he just really takes things
Nobody thinks that.
One thing you have to know about him, he will say that he's a three-letter sportsman, but one of them was in bowling, which many of you probably did not know. He's really embarrassed to wear that bowling pin on his J jacket. Some of you may think, well, gee, Greg, he's smart. He's very smart. Well, you should be at our house when we used to find Easter eggs every Easter. Greg was one that we have to all help find that last Easter egg. He just had no clue where they were. He also could never pick a Super Bowl winner. Well, and you probably think, gee, he's so kind to his mother. You know, there's such good dynamics between he and his mother. Well, he has been known to reduce my mother to tears, complaining over a 3-meatball dinner. Remember that?
This is off.
These are family jokes.
One on Channel 20, honey.
And a good example, you know, I thought, well, gee, Greg has been a good example to me over the years, but he has been known to sneak me to Dunkin' Donuts instead of taking me to Sunday school in the Broncos, so let us stray here once in a while. But Greg, I think one of the things I always felt about you is that you were loyal to our family. And I remember this little story exemplifies how Greg is. Randy was in the hospital, and parents were kind of consumed with that, and it was my senior year. I was singing in a cappella, and Greg says, well, I'll take you down. And I thought, well, okay, and I'll get a ride home. And if you've been to a Vesper program, as you remember, you're walking out with your candle, and there Greg was sitting in the back pew. He had come to watch the whole concert and to be with me in my last concert of the Vespers program, and that really meant a lot to me. And Greg endured 4 shows during the hot and dusty times when he was there at every one helping. He helped paint our house completely top to bottom. When it was his 35th birthday, he came down to help so we could get moved in. And so those little things, Greg, we've always appreciated, that loyalty to family. And it's something that I hope that our children sense from us and pass on to the next generation. So Merry Christmas.